All right, so in this lesson, we are going to solve word problems involving fractions using division. And then we're going to explain why we use division. We're going to explain why division is the correct operation. If you look at example number 1, it says you have 6/8 of a pizza. Imagine like a pizza and you have it split. I know this isn't going to be perfect, but you have it split into 8 pieces. And we have 6 of them. Well, let's do it like this. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to split it between 2 people. How much of the pizza does each person get? So we have 2 options for division. We could either be breaking a quantity into equal parts, or we could see how many times, or we could think about it as how many times one quantity fits into another. In this case, we're splitting this pizza into 2 sections. So remember, this pizza isn't here, this empty part. It's only really this part, this filled in, that we have. So we have 6/8 of a pizza, and we are going to divide it into 2 groups. Now, I actually chose 6/8 because y'all should be able to do this one in your head. So if there are 6/8 of pizza and you split it into into 2 equal parts, how much is in each group? Well, we know that 6/8 would just be 3/8 and 3/8 together. So 3/8 should be my answer. So bring it into 2 parts. Now let's go ahead and divide 6/8 by 2. Now, just like the other lesson where we divided, we're going to have to do a couple of things. So in division with fractions, we're going to keep this first fraction. We're going to change the division to multiplication. And then we are going to flip. We're going to flip this last number or fraction if it is a fraction. This last number, right? So let's keep 6/8. Let's change division to multiplication. Now the question is, how do we flip this? Well, we can't flip it unless it's in fraction form. So I want to put this in fraction form. So 2 over 1. So now if I flip it, it's 1 over 2. And now I just need to multiply these fractions. And when we do that, we multiply across. So 6 times 1 is 6. 8 times 2 is 16. Let's go ahead and simplify this. They're both even, so I'm going to divide by 2. And I get 3/8. Remember, I need to write my unit of measurements. So 3/8 of a pizza. They each get 3/8 of a pizza. So my answer in sentence form, so my question was, how much of the pizza does each person get? So each person gets 3/8 of a pizza. All right, so let's look at example number 2. You have 1 2/3 blocks of cheese. You want to break it up into 4 bags and give it to your friends. I'm not sure why. It's just what you want to do. How much cheese is in each bag? Maybe for the pizzas, right? Pizzas. So first things first, we know that we have this much cheese, and we're splitting it up or breaking it up into 4 bags. So we know we're breaking it up. So we know it's 1 2/3 divided into 4 equal groups. Before we continue, let's go ahead and use the Texas method to change this mixed number into an improper fraction. So there are 3/3 in a whole, plus 2 is 5/3. So we have 5/3 divided by 4. Don't forget that it may be useful later. We're going to like to put this over 1, 4 wholes. And we're going to keep, we're going to change, and we're going to flip because we are dividing. So we're going to keep the 5/3. We're going to change the division to multiplication, and we're going to flip the 4 wholes into 1/4. Now we just multiply. That's 5 over 12. If you look, there's no common divisor of 5 and 12. There's no number that goes into 5 and 12 besides 1. Like, cleanly, we'll say. So let's write our unit of measurements. How much cheese in each bag? So 5 and 12, 5/12. We're talking about blocks of cheese. 5/12 block of cheese. Basically, if we took a block of cheese, we split it into 12 parts, we would only need 5 of those parts. So our answer to this question would be each bag would have 5/12 of a block of cheese. Oops. There we go. 2 more examples and then we'll be done. So how many half-cup servings are in a package? Oh, we're talking about cheese again. I don't know what's going on here. So how many half-cup servings are in a package of cheese that contains 5 3/4 cup altogether? So we want to know how many half-cup servings are inside 5 3/4 cups. I'm actually going to make these circles a little better, or these indicators. So we want to know how many of those go into the 5 3/4 cups. So we're not really, you can think about it as in breaking up, I guess, this larger portion into these smaller portions. But I like to think about it as how many times these half cups can fit into these 5 3/4 cups. And so we have a 5 3/4, and we are going to divide it into half-cup servings. Let's go ahead once again and use our Texas method to convert. So 5 times 4 is 20, so there are 20/4 in 5 wholes, plus 3 is 23/4. And we're going to divide it by half. Remember, we need to keep, we need to change, we need to flip. So 23/4 we kept, we're going to change, and we're going to flip. 23 times 2 is a 46. 4 times 1 is 4. Okay, 4 doesn't go into 46. Remember, they're both even, or like, I don't want to say remember, but they are both even. So let's divide them by 2. We get 23 halves. Let's not forget our unit of measurement. How many half-cup servings? So, you know what? Let's actually change this improper fraction. So, a mixed number. How many halves? How many holes are in 23 halves? We get 10 would give us 20. 11 would get us to 22. So 11. 2 goes into 23 11 times. There is 1 left over. 1/2. So how many half-cup servings? So there are 11 1/2 servings, or we could say half-cup servings, but in this case I don't want to confuse you, so I'm going to put servings, and I'll put it like half-cup. So there are 11 1/2 servings of of half cups. So how many half-cup servings? There are 11 1/2 servings of half cups. Okay, or you can say there are 11 1/2 half cup servings, but that kind of might look confusing when you write it down, but it's fine. It's actually, I think, a better way or a more precise way of saying it. So a baker is making cakes for a party. She has a bottle that contains 6 cups of oil. She uses 2/3 cups of oil for each cake. How many cakes can she make? So we can either think about taking the oil and breaking it up into 2/3 cups, or we can think about it as taking the 2/3 cups and seeing how many would fit back in the bottle. I'm going to think about it that way. So let's see. We have 6 cups, and we're going to divide it into 2/3 by 2/3. 2/3 cups. And we are going to keep, we're going to change, and we are going to flip. So we're going to keep this, change, and flip. Let's put it over 1, multiply across. 18 over 2. Oh, that's easy. So 18 divided by 2 is 9. Let's not forget our unit of measurement. So she uses, well, how many cakes can she make? She can make 9 cakes. She can make 9 cakes. Oh, that's it. All right. Thank you.